Robert Gates is promising a review of U.S. troop tactics in the fight against the Taliban. This move in apparent response to criticism that the United States military is really not doing enough to prevent civilian deaths in Afghanistan. So there was a meeting of NATO defense ministers today, and at it, Gates said such deaths are, quote, a defeat for us and a setback for the Afghan government. Meanwhile, our own Steve Harrigan got a taste of just how difficult it can be for the ground troops, tagging along on an operation that undoubtedly saved American and Afghan lives.
U.S. soldiers here are not allowed to go out in Humvees after a fatal roadside bombing last week, but an exception is made today. An Afghan informant has given the location of a Taliban bomb-making house. If he's right, he gets $2,000. The new giant MRAP and ASV armored vehicles, unable to navigate Afghan roads, stay behind in the motor pool.
Eventually, no matter what kind of armored vehicle you have in Afghanistan, you're going to have to go by foot. The terrain is simply too difficult.
On foot with 70 pounds of body armor, a 20-pound pack, and sometimes a mortar base to boot. Across streams, over mountains, past nervous villagers. 4 hours later, they reached the place the Taliban thought was out of range for the U.S. troops. Afghan government soldiers go in first. A farmer's house in a locked shed. Jackpot. Rockets, grenades, artillery and tank shells, plastic explosives, timers, and wiring devices. It is an enemy that can build weapons even out of garbage.
Something as simple as a soldier may have thrown out because their Sony PlayStation was broken can be used as an initiator device.
The U.S. troops adopt Afghan tactics, using everything at hand to bring the captured weapons back to base. In this case, that means camels, even one for a camera-shy soldier who tore a ligament. Perhaps the first camel casualty evacuation in U.S. military history. 24 hours of marching and standing guard with no sleep is made easier by a sense, for today, of a victory.
Every time that we can take some of this out of the enemy's hands, it allows one of our brothers to live.
To live, hunt, and fight another day. These weapons intended to kill U.S. soldiers, now rendered harmless by demolition experts. In Jaji, Afghanistan, Steve Harrigan, Fox News.